I'm Michael Artsis alongside Roberto Clemente Jr. in our brand new studios here at sports.com, broadcasting from Midtown Manhattan. You talked about Benito Santiago a minute ago. How good was this guy's arm? I mean, this guy, if you remember, this was the guy who would throw a guy out stealing second base as a catcher on his knees. The pitcher would pitch the ball. He wouldn't stand up and move. He would drop to his knees and throw the ball on a rocket to second base and throw people out. How good was his arm?
He was amazing. He's one of those guys that you looked at him, he never looked like a catcher. He had perhaps an outfielder's body cut. I mean, he was always cut, a great shape, but his arm was unbelievable. We would, just be in awe with the things that he did behind the plate. He would just be sitting on his butt and just throw to first base without even looking and catching guys just off guard, and it was just amazing to watch him and be part of that. It was great.
Did you ever see him during practice? I mean, just testing his arm, seeing how far he could throw? Because if I had an arm like that, I'd see if I could throw it over the fence from my knees.
He actually, kind of funny, he tried a couple times. He did. I remember there was a couple guys that they always try to, messing around with the guys, and always fun in games, which is something that I miss about the game. But yes, he would be able to throw the ball a long way.
When guys would come to the plate, he seems like the type of guy who would chatter your ear off. Did he chatter a lot?
He was always messing with people's minds. There was no doubt. He was always trying to get you off your game, and that's part of the thing about people don't understand. The game of baseball, it's not really physical. It's a lot mentally. There's 90% of the game of baseball is mental, because you have the ability to play the game. You're actually practicing every day. It's a matter of things that, batting practice every day, it's a thing that you react. But the mental toughness and the situations where you're actually facing a great pitcher, and you're trying to figure out, last time he had the same account, he came inside, he's going to try to go outside. So there's some certain things that are strategies that go about the game that people don't realize how deep it goes into the psyche.
When you're sitting there thinking he's going to throw outside and he winds up throwing inside, how much harder does it make it to compensate and hit the ball?
It's impossible. You cannot think. Actually, you need to react. It's something that when they tell you you're thinking, it's because you got to stop thinking. You need to actually get there, look for a fastball, and hit it. Otherwise, if you're looking for something else and it's a different pitch, your mind is not quick enough to be able to react. It's just a split second that you need to make the decision, swinging or not swinging. So it's a hard thing to do.
Who was the best pitcher you ever faced?
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. I think Lee Smith. I think it was because it was so cold that day. Everything was inside. I could not do anything that day. It was the toughest pitcher I think I've ever faced, because his ball was the fastball was so heavy, and the thing he looked like it was not even go like this, and that thing was just, he was nasty. It was just absolutely nasty. It was cold night too, so I never want to face him again. Trust me, it was bad.
When you were a kid, did your dad, did he give you any really good tips in baseball that you carried your whole life?
No, I think not in baseball. I think it was mostly about life. It was more about respect. It was more about being able to respect people if you want to be respected. He taught me more about life than baseball. He actually used to tell my mother that he did not want any of his sons to be a catcher if they're going to be playing baseball, and that was my favorite position actually growing up. So my mom said, no, you can't, But for baseball, he just really, he just left it up to us if we want to play the game or not. But mostly about life, about respecting people and helping others.
So who was the catcher you looked up to most growing up?
Wow. Well, obviously, growing up, you're talking about, the best catchers of all time at the time, Johnny Bench, and obviously he had to show Baseball Bunch. I don't know if you're probably too young to remember that.
I've seen episodes.
Oh, yeah, is that right?
I have.
The Baseball Bunch was a fun.
These guys might be able to pull up something on YouTube back in our control
The
room.
Baseball Bunch was.
The
I used to watch
Baseball
that all the time. But Manny Sanguin, he obviously being a teammate of my father, and you know, we would be imitating the guys at the house. It was funny because I would be imitating Willie Stargell or Manny Sanguin, but never imitated Dad. You know, he was his dad, which is kind of funny because you look back and you say, "Wow, you people are imitating your father all over the world, and you have him right there in the house, and you're no, I'm Willie Stargell."
Well, because he was Dad.
Exactly. So yeah, it's kind of funny, but you look in retrospect, you actually it's kind of funny looking back at that.